My friends, they're ready to rock and roll. Let me know. Let's see if the chat is back on a beautiful Monday. Episode number 33. Yes? I think we are. All right, what's popping, my friends? Hope you guys are doing well here. 1 hour later than planned, but we're here. We're live right now for this next session. Gold is coming down. Got a couple of beautiful things for you guys here today. All right, including something I've been working on this whole weekend for you guys. So I'm going to be very happily introducing this to you guys right now, very, very soon on this live stream. Absolutely fantastic that you are here. Let me see if the fam is back. Let me see what's popping in the chat here. Chat is working. Let's see what we got going on. Where's the chat? We're here. Perfect. Cheers, my friends. Drinking some chicken broth in the meantime. Yeah, making sure we're ready to rock and roll. Thank you very much. We got Aswar in the building here. Good to see you, my man. Daniel Burger. Good to see you, Shrilu. Daniel. Yes. Daniela. Amazing. Mary. What's happening? New week, new money. Yes, sir. Yeah, Friday was crazy, right? Friday was absolutely nuts. Drive and jumps is manipulation Monday. We're going to talk about this. All right. Welcome back, fam. We're going to kick off another beautiful trading week. We have a lot of things to discuss around gold right now. So much news this week. We're going to cover everything in depth. I think it's time to get the party started. Let's get it going. All right. Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Bring the baseline back around again.
Gold, baby. Yes, sir.
Baseline back around again. To waste today. Not the smoothest introduction, but we are here. We're here live once again. Good to see you all. I got some good news for you guys. All right, some good news before we kick off the stream here. And that is the following. We have been working all weekend. I've been working all weekend on setting up the foundation here of the freaking playlist for you guys. Okay. The playlist is finally live, all right? It took some time to create it, but it's right here, right now, okay? The Lorenzo 3.0 playlist, 120-ish songs, 123 songs for you guys here. The stream playlist right there. I've been working on this thing, putting it into Spotify. It's the juice. It's the juice for your trading. It's actually exactly what you need and want throughout your trading session, so you can relax, sit back, watch the stream, do your thing, look at the charts, do your analysis, and actually feel the vibes, right? That's what you need in order to get there. Big shout out to my girlfriend. She forced me doing it. I actually said, you know what, this is something that I had to do right there, okay? Anyways, you guys got the juice now. It's in the description right here. I will put it one more time in the chat. Explanation mark playlist. So you got the juice, okay? You got the juice, finally. Good luck, okay? All right. Yo, Lorenzo, why did you got scared of your own signal and canceled it? Yeah, Friday I messed up big time. It was a massive, massive trade. But hey, yeah, part of the game, right? Can happen sometimes. I'm actually in the short right now. Took some profits, 50%, stop us on break even. So we'll see how that goes. We're gonna go a bit of a deep dive into gold right here. First things first, we really have to go deeper into what's gonna happen this week. I hope you guys are ready for some news right now at the moment here. Okay, we have a lot of things to cover around the gold, the dollar, the euro, all these things that are potentially going to affect gold this week here. Something that we cannot neglect, and I hope you are fully aware of this right now, okay? Because this week will be absolutely massive when it comes down to news here. I'm not sure if you are aware of this, but let's just have a look at it right now so you understand what's coming, okay? And why the market will be what the market will be in the next coming days here. So expect some volatility here, okay? Because tomorrow, Bank of Japan interest rate decision, consumer confidence. Wednesday, durable goods orders, Bank of Canada interest rate decision, okay? And then Thursday, the big day, I think for all of us right there, the biggest day I think of the week, okay? Federal Reserve interest rate decision, Jerome Powell, we understand how important it is by default here. The FOMC statement, the FOMC press conference right here, okay? It's not necessarily about this month, about what they're expecting for the interest rate decision. It's about his projection on the next coming months. How are we dealing with inflation? How are we dealing with potentially oil right now, the situation in Iran, all that stuff here. It's going to have an impact on what Uncle Jerome is going to say here. So that is on a Thursday with the CPI of the euro, the interest rate decision of the euro, the GDP preliminary release from the dollar and the PCE price index. It's going to be a massive news week, guys. I just want to clarify that. It's going to be absolutely huge, okay? So be aware of that and expect that there might be a little bit of a messy correlation between all of the markets here this week, okay? The dollar, gold, oil, euro, you name it, okay? Because there is so much more news besides, of course, the standard, you know, typical Trump, Iran, all that stuff news as well here, okay? So a lot of things that we have to think about right now. Overall, let's go to gold right now in a nutshell here. So we are fully aware of gold, what's going on right now, okay? As you can see here, gold on the higher time frame. Let's go here on gold on the, let's say, 4-hour time frame right now. You can already see, guys, that gold is pretty much at support, okay? It's pretty flat, right? It's pretty flat overall at this current moment right now. If you look here at gold right here, we have been pretty much ranging for the past like week or so, right? Not really moving anywhere. We're pretty mumuch in between the 4744 on futures and the 4700, right? We are pretty much in that range right now. We're getting rejected at this current moment. The 4-hour candle looks, yeah, pretty bearish. The previous 4-hour candle closed bearish as well here, but at the same time, it's a very tight range we're dealing with, okay? We're dealing with a very, very tight area of consolidation right now. And the main reason why it is right now at the moment is because the following. We are at daily support, okay? Right there. Daily support right there. And at the same time, we are at higher time frame supply as well here. We are in a daily supply zone as well here. So this is kind of what's holding us back from breaking out right now, okay? Daily support right there. Daily resistance right there. We're compressing, guys. We are compressing, okay? And pretty much all the news that will follow this week will probably cause gold to potentially, hopefully, break out into a direction and hopefully follow through with a potential breakout right there, okay? So this is something that we have to really pay a lot of attention to right now. As long as gold is in the range, look at the 15-minute time frame and let's clean it up here, okay? As long as gold is in this flat range, the only thing that I can do here pretty much, or that I want to do actually, is scalp the markets, right? Find potential short-term tops, short-term bottoms, not really overcomplicate it, okay? As long as gold is doing what it's doing right now, and that is just being in a pretty much standard range, I'm not gonna really look at too many different layers outside of that and trying to predict what gold is gonna do over the next coming, days, weeks, potentially, months ahead of us right now. I prefer to stay within this range and just work within the external, or you could say the internal structures, okay? So one thing that we do here, of course, in order to get there, that I like to do right now, is to get into entries, be super aggressive, take profit quickly right here, putting my stop loss on break even quickly right there, and manage my trades accordingly here. You can already see right now we're heading to that break even after taking out 50% just right now. So we took around 100 points right there, 100 pips on a 50% trade right here, and we're now back at our entry right now. So it's the perfect timing to just be observing, see where we are, and see what's happening on things like the dollar, things on oil. Overall, you could see that the dollar is it's not really strong. It's not really doing much today. Okay. Also, the dollar is pretty messy right now, especially since we opened the London session. Not much movement since that moment here. Oil as well, right? Pretty much the same thing. Oil is a bit more aggressive, but also you see oil is dropping right now. This is why gold is kind of facing a little bit of a pullback right around here. Okay. So what I like to do today, guys, I like to go to the 5-minute time frame and actually pretty much look at the 5-minute and see what we can do from there, right? Can we find areas where we're overvalued against the dollar or oil and undervalued against the dollar or oil? I'm pretty much trying to trade that in alignment with some order flow, some levels that we're looking for, some things on the charts that I can find that kind of spike my interest. I already have a major level sitting at 4722. We're already pretty much tapping into this. We're not that far from it if you come back up a little bit more. But the London session was pretty much just a range, right? Nothing special happening right there around this area. But anyways, we still managed to make some money right now before. And let's see if we can just reevaluate and actually get into a new trade again. Okay, so I got in pretty much when we were overvalued right here around the dollar. I realized, we were breaking down right here. We were pretty much there. And I realized, market looks pretty bearish. We're pushing back down. We're getting rejected. Dollar found support. Oil was spiking. So let me take a short position, okay? And I took it until the 4705 when we got undervalued. That was the moment when I actually shorted, closed my stop loss, putting my stop loss on break even, okay? Take some profits, at least 50% by the way, which is around 5 contracts. And yeah, let's see what gold did. Was there potential of moving further down, or were we gonna go back and pull back into that same old, pretty much same old range again here, okay? So I'm gonna pay very, very close attention to Goldie and only trade in either overvaluations or undervaluations right now, okay? Because when we're undervalued here, guys, and I just want to clarify this right here one more time, okay? When we're undervalued around or against, in this case, the dollar, we can actually see that, we actually find definitely areas of bottoming right here. Here as well, actually, was the perfect moment to either close the trade or take profits and manage our position without, being stuck, without winning trade, right? Without breaking even and not making any money. This is why I was so tempted to take profits. And this is exactly why I took profits as well here, okay? At the same time, when we're overvalued, right, you could see this was a perfect topping point for gold here. Here as well, you could see that we finally find some resistance. We dropped around, I think it was around, 200 points from this high right there, okay? Then this one right here, we were overvalued right here. That was actually the high of the day, okay? That was the high of today. Or sorry, yesterday, my bad. The high of yesterday, right? The last Friday, sorry, the closure, okay? So you can see how important these overvaluations are right now at the moment, how effective they are every single time when we are getting to these readings and we find bottoms when we do. So why not just following up with this exact same signal, okay? Overvaluations, undervaluations, shorting, looking for the right confirmations, finding our right levels so we know where to put our stop loss and our take profits, and pretty much go from there, okay? I really not try to overcomplicate it this time, guys, for now, and the main reason is simple. As long as we are in a 15-minute range, I'm gonna scalp the market. I'm not expecting the market to break out We have a lot of news to deal with. Like a lot of things are happening right now in the market itself here from a news standpoint. So, let's just scalp the ranges, man. Scalp the ranges until we have a confirmation or whatever the case may be, right? Something like that would be nice here. We're gonna open the New York Stock Exchange very, very soon in around what? In around 7 minutes, okay? So hopefully we're gonna see some volume coming into the market, and then hopefully we can actually find some ways to scalp the market a bit better as well here, okay? If we mark out the previous day, we have a very important level, and that's all the way sitting at the lows, but it's super important, and that is the 4684. That's the previous daily value area low, and the 4724, right? That's the exact level right here. It's the previous daily point of control right there, okay? These are two levels that I'm kind of looking at right now. The 4724, and then we have the 4730, okay? The previous daily value high. The main reason why I'm using the previous day is because we're kind of ranging in the previous daily range, okay? This was the low and this was the high. We haven't broken the high and we haven't broken the low of the previous trading day. So as long as we're trading within it, I look at levels and entries around these levels right around there. And if this coincides with, for example, an overvaluation or an undervaluation, and we see some sellers stepping in here, I'm really, really confident that we can find another entry from there. All right. Let me know if this makes sense, guys, in the chat. Let me know what you guys think right now at the moment around Goldie. But does it make sense? Does this thought process make sense to you? Let me know. I would love to have your feedback here. This is why we're here, right? We're here to just help each other out and to, find ways of getting better every day. A little bit better every day. Communicate clearly. Like I said before, we have the best freaking chat. That is no question. And, we know how to objectively analyze and look at each other's strategies and think, that makes sense. That makes sense or that doesn't make sense. But we keep the respect in the chat right there. Okay. If you want to learn more about the volume profile and specifically about how to mark out the right levels, like I did today, for example, with the previous daily levels, okay, you can actually find this in your book. If you're completely new, what you do is you go to volume analysis right there. You go to the daily volume profile right there on page number 41, okay? And you can actually download this book right there completely for free if you download this book in the description right there, or you simply just, follow the link in the description right there at ebook, and I will get it for you, and you put it right there, okay? You put in your email and you get it, and that's it. It's very simple. And then you have your book and you can read about how to mark out these levels right there, okay? Leopard, my man, welcome to the channel. Hope you're doing well, okay? Hope you are doing well, my friend. Yeah, we're going to keep a very close eye on the dollar as well on oil right now. Oil is holding up a little bit. It's not looking that strong right now at the moment. We're clearly going to reject it right now on oil. The dollar is so flat as well, man. So freaking flat. Looking forward to see if the volume of the New York Stock Exchange Open will actually give us something today, right? That would be very good. That would be very nice. But we'll figure that out. Right? Yes, you got the playlist, my friend. So, nice. You got the freaking playlist, okay? Beautiful. From an order flow perspective, similar, very neutral. Okay, we're in that range. We see buyers stepping in, sellers stepping in here. The hourly time frame as well here. We're definitely holding up quite well in this major area of support on the 1 hour time frame. We're not really breaking out. If we can close below the 4705 though of futures, then that is considered to be definitely more bearish, right? Similar if we can close above the 4730. But for now, we're dealing with the ranges themselves, right? So we're not really going to force anything yet. There's definitely a lot of resistance happening still at this current moment. Okay. Now, from a trending perspective, okay, you could actually see that the overall day, we kind of have been trending downwards. Okay, we opened bullish, we opened bearish, we flipped bullish, and now we're trending downwards. So the question is, are we going to see something like this? Or are we just going to take out the lows first? Like the daily lows first, get to the previous daily very low, and then go from there, right? This is something that we have to figure out. But let's really focus on the valuation today and see if we can actually find an overvaluation, undervaluation, because it just has been so freaking clean right here with predicting these short-term tops and bottoms. Let's trade the extremes today. That's it. Trade the extremes today. Okay. Cross the Axelrod says, I started listening the playlist and now I'm running a marathon while trading. Well, here we go, my friends. $120 songs. If we do it big. You know what I mean? If we do it big. That's for sure. Yeah, still a lot of resistance here, though. We cannot neglect this, but you know, if he managed to do breakout, that would be overall great. But let's see. If there is a lack of volume, we're just I'm definitely going to short every valuation signal we see here on the 5 minute for sure. Yeah. We are back at the same level on the Friday buys. Yeah, that was you saw what happened after that, guys. You saw what happened after that on a Friday. It was actually the best entry possible. And I say the best, literally the best. That was crazy. That was so crazy. Yeah. Yeah, it was a beautiful lesson, I would say. Very important. However, many of you guys were still in that position, right? So you guys absolutely rocked that trade. If you were still in that trade. So good. So good. Okay. Gold today, ranging market in between the previous daily highs and lows. Valuation extremes. All right. Where are you from? I'm from the Netherlands originally. My father is from Italy and I live in Bali, Indonesia. It's kind of confusing, right? All over the place in the mix. All right, little pullback. Lorenzo, did you start your coaching or do you have room for more? No, we are fully booked. We are full, my friends. Yes, we are completely full. We are working with the 15 people as promised. And we started our first session today, actually. It was very awesome. It was right before today's stream. So yeah, we kicked off the first session. A lot of information, of course. A lot of things to talk about. Overall, a good foundation for what's coming. I'm very excited for that. So yeah, for you guys, man, just come on the streams every day. Let's see what we can do, you know, no matter what. If it's a boring session, if it's an amazing session where a lot of things are happening, just show up to the stream every day. See what we can learn, see what we can get out of the market here. Let's communicate, let's discuss. Go from there, okay? Like for the free education, my friends. So if you can really appreciate the streams on a daily basis, I'm showing up for you guys, okay? Just smash up that like button. And, you know, let's see what we can get out of each and every individual session, regardless of the external, regardless what's happening in the markets. We're going to show up, right? Discipline over anything right now. Moricoro, hi Lorenzo, Abakabar, bike, Camus. So are you a sunny side boiled or scrambled egg? I'm a sunny side egg today. Look at my face. A little bit boiled as well. Okay. All right, getting rejected from the neutral stance. We're kind of rejecting here as well. The range itself is, of course, a rejection from the value area low. The dollar is holding up. Oil is pushing back up again. Gold is still not that strong, huh? At the moment, at least. Rich says, trading view volume profiles can be wrong. The levels on ATAs are completely different. Yeah, it's true, but look at how well we respect right now. Okay? I'm on the point of control today. At the very high today, by the way. Super strong level, super good level actually. The point of control 2. And if you look at this range right now, even this range, the very low is actually an exact level we're rejected from at the moment as well, right? So, pretty good overall, man. I know I heard this all the time, right? And I've been hearing this all the time. But for me, these levels are working really well. Really well. Yo, Lorenzo, if gold is up and the dollar is down, what does the EURUSD have to be in order for everything to align? Usually, if the dollar goes down, the EURUSD goes up. Right? That's pretty much, it's pretty much identical almost to the dollar, invertedly. Yeah. Yeah. We're going to reach that undervaluation already very, very soon. I think the next serious level that I can find, let me actually see in the order flow here. Even though we're a little bit more bearish now at the moment, is the... Yeah, I think exactly what we just talked about, right? It's exactly where we just came from. This is relatively bearish. Let's see if the 15-minute... is showing us right now where we are. Yeah, this is going to be the 4697. And then exactly what we talked about, the previous daily very low. All right. Previous daily very low. I would love to see a little bit of a deeper pullback, to be honest, if we could. This was actually a really good short. Very nice short. Right there. A quick scalp. I think it was still 100 points. 18... 94 points, yeah. 94 points. Okay, not bad. Not bad. Not bad. Yeah, I like how oil is pushing here, but right now, we are back at that resistance. For clean sells, I really would love to see gold pulling back a bit deeper, but You know, we could easily just pull back, right, towards the previous daily very lows, or to the 4705, like we talked about right here. We're not that far from it, actually. So what do I love to see? I would love to see either a deeper pullback and then a sell-off, or like a good squeeze and maybe a bounce, something like that. Nothing too crazy actually today, just kind of range trading in between the daily lows and daily highs, okay? All right, we're pulling back again. Obviously, if the hourly candle closes below the 4706, there's a big chance we can actually revisit the previous daily very lows right there. We can actually go to the daily lows. So that's actually a really good confirmation if that would happen. Then any pullback I would be looking to, you know, look for sells right there. Gold has been struggling today. All right, we opened up bullish, but after that it was just a pretty straightforward like sell-off, right? Nothing really, no clear buys in any way, shape, or form. As well here, right? We had this range, we broke down, we pulled back, and after that we just pretty much sold off. We couldn't break the highs of yesterday. So yeah, we're kind of forced to look at the 5-minute now, lower time frame. Because the 50-minute is not really like telling us anything right now. What do I want? Yeah, we scalped like a 90 pip move. I hope to get at least one more today. That would be nice, right? Something similar. This was actually the easiest trade in the world, by the way. That breakdown, that rejection. So hopefully we will follow up with this. Anyways, have you guys been looking at the playlist right now? So far, let me know. Have you been checking it? Is it verified? Is it okay? Took some time, man, this weekend to put these 125 songs into Spotify. You know what I mean? So I put in some work for you guys to make that happen. Yes. Okay. A little bit of a divergence right now. Look at that. A little bit of a divergence right now on Goldie. Higher highs and lower lows. Okay. The 5-minute time frame. So, Are you also DJ? You know, only in my free time. Only in my free time. All right, dollar up, oil up, still holding up really well. Let's see if Goldie can actually push here. A lot can happen in the last 15 minutes, by the way, but for now, sellers are definitely pushing hard. They're trying to at least. They're trying to at least. Are you in the trade? I was in the trade. Okay, I'm waiting for a new entry. A little bit later than yesterday, actually. I actually liked it. A little bit later sometimes. Sometimes the market is like very slow, right? Today I had to start a bit later than usual. Usually it's actually not this time, by the way, guys. Usually it's 8 a.m. EST, okay? 8 a.m. EST. Sometimes we will we'll start a little bit later, maybe 1 hour later, but it's very rare. Okay. Gold is definitely at a level of support right here. I'm not, it's definitely at that swing very low right now. I'm going to mark out this level right here, because there is definitely some support right now happening. Okay, you can see this right here. Actually, you could also just simply do this. What you can do is you can mark out the fixed line profile right here. You go to the low, you go to the high. It gives you a couple levels, okay? And the very low is actually right there. I hope you can see this right here. It's actually right there, okay? The swing very low, right there, okay? And that's actually where we're reacting from right now, okay? The overall daily trend, I could say, right? The last, let's say, 15-minute trend, 5-minute trend is bearish, so we haven't shifted anything. We can actually see this right here. It's pretty bearish right now, right? But we're getting to a very important layer right now, right? Which is actually this low. At the same time, though, we failed to take out the highs here, right? So it doesn't look that strong, like that convincing, right? It's not like a higher low formation right now. We actually created a lower high, and now we're kind of selling off here. So we have to be very careful with buying, in my opinion. Sells were very, very clean. But we could find some support here. Like I said before, we have that divergence right now. We're creating lower lows on price, higher highs on the valuation against the dollar. We are at a critical level. A lot of selling here. Price not really pushing down further. Kind of finding some support. Right here. So if we talk a counter trend buy, you know, if you want to with like low risk, this could be one of those levels. This could be one of those levels actually, right? But it's still counter trend internally though, internally speaking. We're undervalued, we're kind of verging. We could easily try to retest the highs again. Let's see what the dollar is doing right now. Dollar is at resistance. Oil. Oil is really trying to go for it. Oil is pretty strong. Some strong impulses on oil. Yeah, this could bounce for sure. This could actually bounce. We see the lower lows, the higher highs. We're both in resistance on the dollar a little bit and on the oil as well. Sells are still favorable if we can get up there. That's still the best entry in my opinion, for sure. maybe back to like the, at least the point of control, right? How long is this? It will be very short scalp though. If this will be a long, dollar is still trying to really break out. Oil as well. Oil is the one that's really struggling. Yeah, let's see what the Nasdaq did indeed today as well. Nasdaq opened bearish. Okay. It's a pretty strong breakdown, by the way. Wow, look at that. Look at the Nasdaq. Wow. Also, weird candle today on dollar, by the way. If you look at the TVC chart, the weirdest candle I've seen in a while. Now, this looks pretty strong. Dollar really tries to break out right now. Oil as well. Even though it looks like we're in resistance right now, which we are actually. We are in resistance here. We cannot neglect that. We are in a major level. We saw a really quick pullback. A really aggressive spike to the upside here. The ideal level is obviously going to be taking out the previous daily lows, tapping into the previous daily very low, and then being in an extreme on like the 15-minute, for example. We're not that far away. If we drop lower, I would definitely buy her. 100% I would buy her. I already think that I would do that. Let's say 90% chance I will buy her if we get there. Taking out the lows, tapping into the previous daily very low, reacting from this, being undervalued right now. Still being in the range, that would definitely be a buy. Anything on a 5-minute time frame, yeah, I kind of need to see like a deeper pullback, something like this here. Like I said before, longs, you know, we could easily bounce, but we're going against them, the 4-hour, you know, we're trending downwards. That's why I didn't really take it. There's a reason why I shorted it before already. Kind of trying to trade with the trend until we reach these like major levels. Dollar is also trying to break out right now, right? So definitely have to pay close attention to the dollar too. Look at the euro as well. Okay. Yeah, we closed the hourly candle in like what? 8 minutes? What do you guys think of the previous daily lows for buys here? I'm not joking. What do you guys think about that? I see potential there. Not the previous daily lows, my bad. The daily lows, okay? Breaking the daily lows. Tapping into the previous daily value area low, right? Which is right below the daily lows, by the way. Right below. I think that this is where we could reach that critical level right there. For buys, it's also the bottom of the range pretty much. Just another buy at the bottom of the range. Taking out the daily lows first though. That could be one level I would be really, really seriously considering buying something. Just waiting to come to that level. Okay. I like it. I see a 4-hour range that I've been trading back and forth. Yes, exactly. We're still respecting this low. It's an important level, right? The very low is an important level. We know that. We are creating that divergence, so let's take on a 5 minute, much better. King Tyler says previous daily lows aligns with the previous weekly low. Yes, okay. Yeah, I think was that was the low of the week, yeah. Correct. Come on, baby boy. Let's see what we can do. I mean, gold is really struggling right here, right? It's really struggling. Oil is not really reacting. It's actually getting rejected from that resistance right here. You would say, oh, that's good for gold. Dollar is just strong. That's why. Dollar is just strong right now. It broke out to the upside right here. It's gonna close this kind of 5 minutes. Yeah, so the overall trend is kind of bearish, even though, you know, we're in a larger range. So either we go to the bottom of that range and I'm looking for buys here, or we pull back, we get somewhere up here and I'll sell again. I'm trying to look for sells again. Hourly closure as well in 5 minutes. Yeah, just wait until gold breaks out, guys. Like right now we're in a range. We're pretty much flat. Already since, you could say Tuesday, last week, right? Pretty much flat. Yeah, we have been trending downwards a little bit here. And it's still like a large, you know, it's pretty big. It's like a 1,000 pip range from top to bottom. But from a directional standpoint, you can actually see that it's pretty flat overall. Right here. And that we're kind of in between these two major zones, right? Higher time frame support, daily support right there at the 4696, and then that resistance as well right there at like 4743, right? We're kind of in between this area right here. So that's why I'm only looking for scalps right now. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's give the clarity. Let's get the market. Let's show the market a bit more clarity first, and then we'll go from there. Also, we have a lot of news this week. So market might be a little bit in preparation right now for like the larger breakouts and stuff. So later on. Have you been looking at oil? Swing long has been on for the past 2 weeks. Damn. I mean, oil is looking strong in the higher time frame. We got respect from the demand multiple times already. It's holding up. It's doing its best to hold up, but we are in definitely higher time for resistance. You cannot neglect that we are also in that, you know, daily supply zone right here. Okay. Right now in oil. And gold is at that support, right? We kind of are seeing right now a potential higher level area of interest. The dollar as well is not really like, you know, strongly higher time frame either. We got rejected quite aggressively here. And we broke down quite hard here as well. Okay, so even if the dollar pulls back and the dollar gets here, for example, right, in this higher time frame resistance, and gold actually gets there towards that daily low, I think it's such a good buying opportunity. I really think so. Even though right now we could still bounce. I think at some point we could get there. Hourly closes in 2 minutes. A lot of sellers are trying to enter here, but they're failing. That's also interesting. They're kind of failing right now. Look at it selling here. Why is the candle green if there are so many more sellers than buyers right now? A lot of volume traded there as well. Price not moving down because it's at the very low. And we're seeing a divergence happening right here. So yeah. If the next hourly opens a bearish wick, it's a buying opportunity. I actually do agree, man. If that's the case, we get back into that very low level. We might indeed see something like that, yeah. A little bit of a pullback. 5 minutes is kind of showing this already. True. It's like, what, 10 seconds for the hourly closure. Let's see how this next candle develops, the hourly. Because it's actually holding up really well. We closed above this, wow. Oh, 9. Yeah, oil is really struggling right now, right? Oil is doing its absolute best. All right, let's give it a try. Let price come down a little bit. I'm gonna give it a try. All right, let's try. All right, let's get a quick buy, scalp. Let's see if we can get up a little bit more. If we can hold above the very low. Back in this low. Definitely want to hold here. Short-term scalp, trying to see if we can get there. I'm gonna keep it very tight though. If this one doesn't play the way we want it, and we do come down, we break down further, then I'm gonna look for the strongest buying opportunity here. I'm gonna hold on to that trade for a while, see if we can actually manage it better with a bit more wider stop. But I do want to see a little bit of a pullback right now, because we're still trading a bit counter trend, right? A little bit counter here. Let's see. Let's give it some time. Too much lag with the stream, really? Why long when it's clearly bearish? Then short it, man. Go against me, man. Just want you to win too. If you feel that shorting is the better solution, then go short. Of course. Like I said, I respect everyone's strategy here. We're not in a battle. We're not in competition with each other. We're just scalping today. This is the opportunity that the market's kind of telling me right now, just to really scalp it. As long as we're staying in this range, for sure, right? If we move a little bit further out, different story. I like how we're seeing so much selling, but there's no follow through right there. Just want to see like a strong flip with some volume. Can we do that? I love how we're holding up above it. I want to actually hold above this. If we close below the 705, I have to close the trade though. Like I said, it's a quick scalp. Don't really want to close below these sellers, because if you close below this, it shows that sellers are actually in control again. I can only notice in like 10 minutes when the 50-minute candle closes, pretty much. Still need to set a stop loss somewhere, at least in case. Something wrong with the internet? Seems to be good so far. Nothing we can do about it right now. Oh shit, a bit lagging today? Really? Let me know if it keeps lagging later on. But can't really see it. Seems to be running smooth on my end, actually. A little bit dropped frames. We had a little bit of dropped frames in between here, but overall it seems to be decent. Maybe in the short term, but let's see. Just keep a close eye on it. Wow, really hovering around our entry, right? Okay. Yeah, I want to see this, but I want to see follow through, you know? I want to see follow through. That's what I want to see. I like this level a lot. Just want to see the follow through. Yeah, so I took a short before, pretty much from the 18 down to the 9. Now I'm trying to look at some sort of short-term bounce. Reversal here. We're just scalping. I'm just scalping today. Our level is to swing very low. It's an important level in between this range, in between the daily range, pretty much. So I'm really paying close attention to this level right here. And of course, I want to see the follow through. What I don't want is close below the 4705. Then I cut the trade immediately. At least a closure below that. Because there's a lot of selling here. Also a lot of absorption. Sellers are not able really to break price down. But if you close below this, yeah, then that's bearish. Then we might continue down and then we'll try lower again. Yeah, the 30-minute is still like... Seems like we're just forcing this push down. All right, let's see where we close this in. We're now breaking down. I need to give it a little bit more time. Otherwise, I close the trade. Well, no need yet. For me, at least. Let's see if we can hold on a little bit longer. This close is going to be so important in 5 minutes from now. Dollar is holding up quite well, but we are still in resistance. Oil is pulling back a bit. Yeah, if it close below this, it's I have to close the trade. All right, that's my main objective right now, is to close the trade no matter where we are. If you just close below the 4706 in like 4 minutes, then I'll have to close the trade. All right. And this is why I'm talking about closures right now. These closures are for me so important. Wow, crazy how we're still seeing absorption here. And we're pretty much back at our entry. All right, with 2 minutes, 1 minute and 55 seconds. My rule is as follows. If you close below this line, I have to close the trade. purple line. If you close below this, in 2 minutes I have to close the trade. Otherwise, I hold it. I will try later again. Yeah, all you need to chill out, right? Same as the dollar. Dollar is okay. All you need to chill out. Wow, I'm so impressed with how much gold is getting supported here. "20 seconds, man." We might close above it. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. And we're going to close above it. All right. Well, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Can't close it yet. John, sorry I'm late, guys. Really bad price action. Took my wife to dinner and drinks. That's how you do it, my friend. That's how you do it. If the price action is bad, you just take your wife out for dinner and drinks. Well done, my friend. I'm proud of you. Good job. Yeah, now I have to stay in because we didn't close below the 4706. Now I have to stay in. Wow, I've never seen anything like this, you know. Look at the volume here. 3 candles in a row, right in between. So much volume, but mostly sell volume, by the way. More sellers than buyers. We can't seem to get out of that range. Juan Carvalho, sorry I'm also late, but I was making a new baby. We're looking for another future trader. Hey, you know what I mean? You gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I mean? 100%. 100%. My guy. You gotta do what you gotta do, you know? Wow, can't believe you're not even concluding here. We have been sitting 90% in drawdown, 10% in profit, but we're hovering around entry. What is the platform used for the footprint? The Xau charts, my friend. The Xau charts. Okay. Wow, we're bottoming here. Wow, we're bottoming here. Look at that. Bottom, bottom, bottom. But we're trending down, so might just end up just ranging. As long as oil is strong here, there is not much that gold can do right now, in my opinion. But if oil chills and gold is holding up this level so well, but oil is pushing, that's actually good for gold. That's actually a good sign, you know that? Because the moment oil finds resistance and the dollar is kind of coming down, that's when gold will fly. Yeah, but oil needs to chill out, you know? Oil needs to just take a breather here. There we go. You know what I mean? Oil just needs to take a breather here. So gold can, you know what I mean, take us up quickly. Anyways, I was considering getting a funded account with your link, but I have an inquiry. Is there any 1% risk per trade limit in there? Nope, there is no 1% risk per trade limit in there. So you don't have to worry about that. All right, a lot of selling. They're failing so far. Okay, if oil can now chill, gold will go. At least that's what we want. All right, that's what we want. And any closure below the 4705 is cutting the trade. Variation is pushing up, so we better get moving, because the moment we get there, I have to close the trade too. We better be breaking higher. Okay. Now, come on. At least get there. Get back to the highs there. Give me a small scalp, man. That's all we need now. Small scalp. See what the 30 minutes show me. All right. Look at the 30 minute. And the 1 hour. Look at the reaction on the 1 hour. This is why I always wait for the 1 hour, right? To like develop first, or like create that bottom wick, or they at least in the wick of the hourly, potentially, right? Potentially. Wow, just fly, just break up. Shame that you did not add blood code to the playlist. Yeah, I have not checked it. You're right. I should check out that song later. I haven't checked it. Is oil chilling or not? No, not really. It's getting a bit better. It's getting a bit better. And there's so much selling in here. That's for sure happening right now. There's so much selling here, but the price is not breaking down. It's not breaking down. Yeah, well, as long as we don't, it's like I said, as long as I don't close below the 4706, I will stay in the trade. Or if we get to this level and we're still not there, I will stay in the trade, but I'll exit the trade as well. But we have to close below the 470. Yeah, you could say the 4706 on the 50-minute time frame. Until then, just be patient, man. Just being patient. It's pretty much a 1-minute range. Yeah. If you look at the 30 minutes, you think, oh, yeah, super nice, a lot of absorption here. It's actually true. We're failing to break. When did we enter the trade? We entered at 10, 30 minutes ago. We're still at the same level. We'll close this next 15 into 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 3.5. So yeah, if you close below this, I will be getting out of the trade for sure. We'll wait for another one. Again, if we in the last minute hold it up again, which is totally possible, I will stay in again. Pretty much. It's funny how in that range things can look so good and then suddenly so bad, right? It looked bad and then it looked good and then it looked bad. Oh, closure below or not? 2 minutes, 30 seconds. All right, conviction comes back. We're gonna sell down, okay? Then, you know, my next level will be the lows. If that's the case, but we're not there yet. But if we close above this level, I'm still there. We have 2 minutes to go. If you close below it, I will get out of the trade. So I think that will kind of... I had 5 contracts short here. from 4719 to 4709. Now I have 3 contracts long. But depending where I'm going to close, pretty much puts me back at either break even or slightly profit. Slight in profit, but it depends where we close. .38 seconds. So impressed with how strong it's holding, but I have to follow my rules here. Wow. Can't believe that. That would be crazy if it could close above that again. Could be such, this could be such a trap, guys. Wow. Look at all that selling, man. I have to follow my rules here. We close below this. So I'm out of the trade right now. Take a little hit. See what the price does. But we close below the main level, right? We close below these sellers. Now this will act directly as resistance right here. Great management. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. Yeah, we're still up for the session. We're just trying to see now if sellers are actually now really gonna push it hard. Now that we have closed below this level, I think it's a very important moment for gold now. We could easily dump now. Trying to get into like a potential reversal short term. Yeah. If this breaks down, then I made the right decision for sure. Closing the trade immediately. Yeah. I mean, I had to follow the rules. If we close below that right there, then I had to get out to trade immediately. And then maybe even in the top wick. You know what I mean? Kind of the top wick play here. Getting into the top wick and getting out. At least avoiding a lot more drawdown, that's for sure. If we come back again, we break above the 10 this time, then I think it's safe buys again, to be honest. I'm not joking. If we can break above this level again. But right now, I doubt it. I mean, that closure is a very important closure. Closure below this level here. And I think it cost me a lot more if I held on to the trade. Yeah, look at that. Right, the 15-minute though is getting lower and lower right now. I'm keeping a very close eye on the 15-minute too. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, once buyers stepping in and we break back above that range right here, okay, it will be a push, in my opinion, very, very strong push for sure. Or we take out the previous daily lows here, but like, you could even say if you want to, like, if I wanted to, I could say, okay, I'm gonna go short and put my stop loss above it at 10 this time. But like from a key level standpoint, a VAR profile level that we look at right now, it's very important that we stick to our strategy here, stick to our approach here. But 100% happy that I closed it right here, right after the candle closure. Allowed me to still be in profit here for today, instead of being now in more drawdown. Well, I love how the 1 hour time frame is forming as well. Hello, so if you take a look at the week before last weekly candle, take a look at the candle has no bottom wick. We might get there. We might get there eventually, yes. But look at that, right? This is what I'm talking about. This could be a huge trap. A huge trap. We will be back at our... actually, we'll be back in profit already, or not? No, we will be not back in profit already. We will be back at our entry. Okay, wow. That's exactly what I was looking for, actually. But we're already overvalued now, and we might close below this again. If this feels to close strong, yeah, then I'm willing to. Dollar dumping, oil. Wow, what happened on oil here? Huge drop, immediate recovery. Huge drop and immediate recovery. All right. Yeah, I'm just gonna see if I can find one more entry though. Quasi Axel says tricky session. Yeah, but this is just management, man. Management. Playing around with some levels as well. Some confirmations. Sticking to the rules. Not being too greedy. We can still end the day in green. If not, you know, we'll break even or something like that. Maybe a small loss, but let's see. It's very important for me to see now where we close this candle right here. On the... yeah, actually the next candle right now. Because it doesn't look that convincing, that, to be honest, this push now. especially with oil like recovering immediately. We're creeping to that overvaluation though, right? Don't forget that as well. We're creeping up again. Last time we were there, okay, we did this and I shorted it as well. I tried to catch the bottom here, but it was nothing too special. Even though we're back at entry pretty much, if you would stick to the whole or held onto the trade, we would have been back at our entry. Yeah, if people still in the trade, you can, you know, you're back at your entry right now. Well, I'm, you know, some reason people, what I notice is like, you know, people then somehow, they take my trades, right? But they also hold on to the trades no matter what. You know what I mean? Like, they don't close it when I close it or something like that. Sometimes it works out very well, like Friday. But sometimes it will not work out very well, okay? And it will end badly, so be very careful with these things, right? Just follow your own rules. Don't just, you know, unless it's your own rules and you believe in it and like, you know, just follow that. But don't only try to take my entries and then, you know, manage it differently or your own way, for example. Because what we're doing today is really quick scalps right now. That's the only thing I'm focusing on. Nothing big, nothing crazy. It's so much selling here, guys. Orneo says, no need to ego trade, guys. We're all here to learn. That's it, man. Today, we're here to learn every day. I'm tired of like, you know, bashing someone's strategy or something. Like, that's just not my style. We're grown-ups now, man. I'm tired of this whole influencer, like, trying to be cool guy game. You know, I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of in the next stage right now. Just really trying to enjoy the process of trading every day. No ego. And just be here with you guys and actually do my best every day. In any market condition, though, do take that in consideration. Okay, in any market condition, even when the price action is as shitty as this one. We're still having fun. We're still having fun. A little bit of fun. Yo, see you, Axel, man. My G. Yeah, kind of again. You see how important this level is, right? This is kind of the reason why I closed it, because it could have easily turned into resistance and just sell off. And you can kind of see now how it's just unable to break above this level. It really doesn't want to break it. And oil immediately recovered as well. So when oil was down and it came down for a second, oil immediately recovered. That's also not really convincing, right? Joshua says, not even sure this is worth trading. Yeah, I will give it maybe one more try, because we came from an overvaluation here.
But that's yeah. Let's see. Last one. 18 to 9, from 9 to 3. It was a win, there was a loss. I need to calculate it, but it's definitely, we're still up for sure. Yeah, you see a lot of sellers. They're actually really failing here, but I don't see the buyer stepping in that allow me to be like, wow. There's a lot of buying volume coming in. It's just more selling and absorption than buying, aggressive buying. You closed too soon, yeah. In hindsight, I would say so, but like. Actually, I think I managed it the way I should have managed the trade, to be honest. Yeah, overall, this trend is still compressing. We're still kind of forming a channel. We're not really moving out of it. For sure, the big buys for me are sitting below the lows here, right? That's 100% the trade I would be willing to take here. If we can get there, though, that would be amazing. It's actually right below the daily lows, pretty much. Taking out the daily lows and showing one sign of a reversal, buyer stepping in or whatever, I will be buying. I will be buying gold there. It's still one of my OG levels right there, the 4684. What is that on the gold spot? I think it's somewhere around 4668, if I'm correct. 4672. 4672. Yes. That's on gold spot, right? That's like that level that I was watching all day, pretty much. The previous daily very low. All right, baby, come on. Is this is this something? What is the chat seeing? Let me read the chat for a second here. Read the chat for a second right now. Yo, chat, what's happening, man? What are we seeing here on a Monday price action? Let me know. I want to see what you guys are seeing right now. Price action is trash today. Sideways, boring. Range. Dun, 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 dun. You can't trade in this range. A lot of people are actually like, no trading day. Wow. Wow.
Hey Lorenzo, I love your strategy. Price action looks like it wants to grab more liquidity below. Yeah, that's exactly what we want to see. If that happens, I'll be buying there. I'll be buying the 4772 of spot. Yeah, I would look into that. Look for that level. All right, take a look at the hourly. You have a clear M formation. It's going for the lows. Let's do that. I mean, we're kind of like, you know, the thing is, we're kind of like slowing down, right? This overall move. This was a large impulse. Large impulse. Large impulse. And now we have been ranging pretty much forever in higher time frame support here. But yeah, I would love to see it getting to the lows, bro. Like I said before, I would love to see it getting down there. Right here. Would love to see it getting lower. 100%. Because I think it will provide us with a good opportunity there. But for now, we were just stuck at that range pretty much. The strategy works well with scalping under the 15-minute. Yeah, especially if you find like a trend like this and you only look for the overvaluations. Very, very good. Sometimes you do find bottoms though, like we tried. We tried to at least go into that. And it works really well in a range on like a larger range. It works actually really well on the 15-minute. Really well on the 15-minute. This was a really good example right there. Look at that right there. Perfect of the day, right? The low and the high of the day pretty much. Right there. And we're getting back to the low. So I know that this level below the lows will be amazing level to buy. I'm waiting for that level. The 4684 or the 4672 on spot. But I don't necessarily now want to trade towards that level, right? That's the thing. Or do I? Yeah, definitely patience. I could set a limit order down there in case it gets there, because I can see how that will be perfect already from a 50-minute standpoint. Okay. How this could definitely be aligned perfectly with that level here. Setting a buy limit below the lows. That could be an idea. Or we actually try to pull back and a little impulse and then just a short. Continuing the trend. Are you swing or scalping? I'm more of a scalper now. And I will be turning more into a day trader. Intraday trader sometimes even. If the market gives us that opportunity. Okay? Because right now we're in a larger range. So I don't see the potential in like intraday trading, right? Swing trading, pretty much. Because the 50-minute has been really flat. But the moment this starts trending and we start breaking some levels on the higher time frame, and that's definitely the moment where I get back to like my standard 15-minute approach, where we just trade the swing. Not a swing, but like intraday or day trading, like maximizing multiple sessions. So sometimes even. Yo, Steven, man. Thank you for the heads up. For Lady Lorenzo signing out. Gotta take care of the little one. See you tomorrow, G. See you tomorrow, my friend. Take care of the little one. Have a good rest of your day, my friend. And yeah, price action will be better later on, I promise. For sure. Hindsight, your closure was perfect. Yeah, right? Following the rules. I would be in massive drawdown right now if I didn't. That would have been nasty. That would have been nasty. Now it would have been nasty if I kept on to my trade, kept hoping for the breakout. It would have been nasty right here. You see? And even though price came back to the entry, that's true. Yeah. All right, we're heading there though. We're heading there. Okay, look at the 50-minute. We're getting there. Wow, we're actually gonna get there today. That's impressive. Hi, Sunix says, I have my percentage for today going to close. I think keeping the trample don't want to risk. Good. If you made your money map, just get out the market, my G. And come back tomorrow. That's the best way. You're happy with what you made. You go to bed. You sleep like a baby. And you let guys like me do the rest of the dirty work right now. Now we're up for the day as well still. For now. We're still up for the day. Wow, look at how we're getting there. Imagine holding on to my trade until the end. I would be stuck. I would be massively stuck. All right, we're gonna get there very soon, man. Wow. Okay, let's pay attention then to how this level reacts. Wow. Already, eh? Already. Wow. Can we take out the daily lows? That's the question. Looks like we're gonna go for it. Thomas says, management is 50% of any strategy. Can you accept it when it doesn't go your way, yes or no? Big impact. Man, you are so correct about that. And there is nothing worse than, and I agree completely, there is nothing worse than getting into a position, getting out of the position, and then it playing out perfectly, right? It's true. But this is where your data comes in and your rules come in. Now, last Friday, I guess, it was more emotional than it was actually related to the rules. This one was really strict to the rules, though. Like clear closure below is exit the trade, right? So yeah, there are nuances there for sure. Lorenzo, what do you think of haters? Haters.
What do I think of haters? I mean, you know, statistically speaking, right? 90% loses money consistently, 95%. So I think most of the traders are unprofitable, I guess. So, I mean, you know, I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. I don't really mind. You know, everyone can have their opinion right now. You know, I'm just saying I respect everyone's approach to the market. The more I learn, the more I realize that everyone is right now and then. You know what I mean? But we're getting back to the previous daily very low. Getting back to the daily lows. This is for me a huge level though. A huge level. Watch the M pattern being completed on the 1 hour. This one, right? Taking out the lows, right? Okay, let's see what happens when it actually does take out the lows. That's what we're waiting for. We're not that far away. We know what it wants to do now. Yeah, dollar oil pushing up back to the new levels. I think it's the new resistance right there, right? Yeah, we're trying for it. We're trying to go for it. Dollar, same thing. Dollar is struggling a bit more. But again, it's oil that's pushing it. Oil is once again leading. They're leading right here. We're not that far away. All right, we're there. We're there. Wow, already. Wow. So impressed how quickly that went. Look at that. What a reaction as well. Hourly close has already done the damage. Look at that hourly. Hourly has already closed. Wow. Okay, wow. That's fast. It's really fast here. Wow. Wow. That's really fast. Like, why didn't I place a buy limit there? I said I would do that, right? Why didn't I do that?
Ivy, good night. Take care. Love you. All right, we're back at that level here. Oil is there. Dollar is almost there. Yeah, we're getting very close right now. All right, I'm gonna try at least with small contract size. I'm gonna hold this one a bit longer though. I'm gonna give this a bit more space. Okay. I'm gonna give this a little bit more room. All right, we took out the previous daily low, the daily lows right now. We are at the previous daily very low. We're undervalued on the 15-minute, 30-minute as well almost. But the 15 is what I'm looking at. Might come down a little slightly more. I'm still having a close eye on the 74s as well here. I'm gonna give this a bit more room though. Lorenzo, what part of the planet are you? I'm in Asia. I'm in Asia right now. Yeah, we're back at our next level. Undervalued. So we really want to see some like nice volume coming in now. Some trapped buyers, trapped sellers, sorry. A nice flip, for example, on the 15-minute. Like I said, I'm gonna give this a bit more room though, this one, because we're taking out the daily lows. We are in the previous daily very low. We're undervalued on the 15 now. We have seen that as a major level. We should be able to potentially pull back here. Let's see. Come on, this time we need to see the follow through here. Yeah, dollar is exactly where I want it to be, or where I want it to reject from. Oil too. So this could be, for me, this is a good start of a level. Don't want to see confirmation or something. I want to get actually right in on the level. Same thing as I said before, we're picking the right levels right now. It's all about follow through here. Enough to at least manage the trade. But like, What is a good platform you recommend? Just go with the biggest guys. FundedNext is one of those guys. Where did I enter the previous trade? 09, right? Yeah, I think so. Wait, let me quickly check 1 second. Yeah. I exited 09. Yeah, no, I entered actually 09 as well. Okay, I see. All right, so I entered there. It was like 3.9, so it was like 160. Okay, we made around 120 times 5, so we made like 550. It's like 350 up 300. 550, 160, up 400. Okay, up 400 of still for today. And now let's see what this trade does. For the session, by the way, not for the day. All right, come on. This is kind of what I'm looking for. Need to see like a good closure. Yeah, that's exactly what I want to see now. I want to see that follow through now. A lot of buyers stepping in here. I like the undervaluation. Takes just a bit of time. Oil is still holding up really well. The dollar is kind of getting rejected there at that exact level that we looked for. We're watching. We were watching that level very closely. Kind of the entry was like right around 84.5, right? So this is the entry. Right here. That's the entry. So on the 5-minute. You're also undervalued. You could put your stops on break even and hope for the best, right? If you want to. You could, in theory, do that if you want to. Okay. But we're undervalued still. You know, we still have some room. You know what I mean? We don't necessarily have to rush it. You could easily wait a little bit more if you want to, right? If you want to, but we can also look for new entries if we want to. This could also be the flip we're looking for right now, right? In 1 minute 30 seconds. Yeah, let's give it a bit more space. I'm not joking, actually. I'm gonna give it more room, like I said before. You could put it on break even, but this is a large breakdown. Like the 50-minute is still undervalued. We're reacting quite well. It might take a bit more time for this to develop, you know, a little bit more time. I'm willing to take that risk as well, by the way. Don't want to get stopped out on break even and then the trade plays out. You know, it's totally possible that this could just needs a little bit more time. Set in another wick and then, like, you know what I mean? Like, close this candle. Pretty good overall. I like overall. You know, I like it. I like how this closure is. Could easily bounce here. 86. It's also a new hourly candle, by the way, again. Do take that in consideration, right? We entered the last hourly candle, and we entered in this hourly candle. In both the bottom wicks, we just want to see the follow-through right now. Now, in this case, you have swapped the lows of the day. And we are at the previous daily very low. And we are undervalued on the 50-minute, which is important for us as well. So there are a lot of confirmations now that we have that we didn't have here. Okay. Trover says, thank you, man. I just passed phase 1 right now on this trade. Nice. Congratulations, man. Amazing to hear that. Amazing to hear that, my friend. Well done, man. Yeah, now I feel comfortable with putting stop loss and break even here. Now we have the second 50-minute candle. We flip bullish. Now I don't really want to see price breaking down again. It could be. But now I think it's okay to put it on break even with more, a little bit more conviction as well. The 5-minute is shooting up right now. So I just didn't want to get into that like break even when the first candle was not even fully closed yet. Eventually. You know, now I want to see the follow through. So gold today, ranging market in between previous daily high and low. The valuation extremes. We saw the valuation extreme bottom, like the undervaluation. So now I kind of want to follow through, right? And otherwise we leave it for the session today. I think we're still up $400. It's not like a huge amount of money, but like it's okay. I mean, if you looked at the price action today, I'll take it. Let's see. Let's see if we can follow through here. We should be able, in my opinion, to at least get to the 4701, right? Right around here. This is actually something I had in mind. The 4701. Kind of that area right there. Something like that. And let's see if we can get there from here. But yeah, stop loss and break even here. I think we waited for the closure. I actually had my stops on break even before, but I was like, no, it's too early. Now I'm like, yeah, this is good. I also like how we're still having that support right now, right here. And our entry is below that. Yeah, can we get to this 4700 pretty much, right? Can we get there to like the 4700, 4701? That's the target. That's kind of a little, that's like the goal here. If you can do that, that would be really good. That would be really good. Yeah, I love entering in these wicks, guys. I really like that. Undervaluation, wicks, bottom wicks. Specifically of the hourly candle. You know, you can see this on the hourly very, very clearly. We entered literally at the, yeah, in the candle of the hourly, right? Pretty much at the bottom wick. So now you want to see the dollar flipping, gold flipping bullish, right? That's kind of what we want here. And if it doesn't go, it doesn't go, and then we'll take it for the next session. But I mean, that's for me a good trade, a good entry. Now my VIX says, damn, the last trade and this trade, so hard to flip the candle. Yeah, right? So hard to flip the candle. It happened with the last hourly candle too. We couldn't flip bullish. Almost though. We have these huge bottom wicks and then we can't flip bullish. So true. Yeah, that's like, look at that. Yeah, that's something that I cannot control, right? And I think oil and the dollar are just pushing again too hard today. So our stop loss is at entry right there at 84.5. So we'll see. I took profits. Okay, good. Good that you did that. For me, the contract size was a bit, you know, too small. Wow, that support is real though. If you can close above, that would be amazing.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna... We're really trying to, but like we can't flip it. We can't flip the hourly right now. See, green here, order flow confirmation. Yeah, but buyers are not really are getting absorbed too. But again, we have the best. I have a good entry, so stop loss is where it needs to be right now. So let's just trade play out and see from there. And otherwise, we'll go and we'll continue next day. Because it seems that now the dollar is holding up really strong. Oil is holding up really strong. Every time when the dollar comes down, it pushes up again. Same for oil. It finds resistance and then eventually it just snaps back up again. So gold is battling too many forces right now. I think it still went up like 80 pips, 90 pips actually. Yeah, the target is at least, like I would say, it's 4,700 if he would get there. That would be, it's very realistic as well on the hourly that we can get there if he would actually follow through here. We're clearly at support right now, that's for sure. Let's see what the dollar is doing. Yeah, oil is getting rejected there at that resistance still. So if this is not the moment, then it is not the moment. But like this has to, like if oil gets rejected so aggressively here, that gives us hope that we'll get back up there. Man, let this happen. Let this be a W here. A risk-free W. Because all the stars are aligning and literally everything. Like all my confluences are checked right now. All my confluences are marked. With oil being a rejection now as well. So yeah, it's all about the momentum, I would say. Yeah, let me get some tea, man. I'm gonna sit there for a while. I can see it already. All right. Let's show me some music then.
All right, let's go, baby. Give me that 4,700, man. Give me that 4,700 here. That's what I was waiting for. Come on, man. That's what I want to see in oil. That's exactly what I want to see in oil. Undervalued. Once again in the 50-minute. Yeah. Yeah. Come on. A lot more buyers now. A lot more buyers now. I like that. Stacked imbalances right there. I like that. Yeah, now our entry is suddenly, we're sitting at 115 pips. Can we manage the trade somehow? No, I would not say so. I really want to see the 4,700 here. Oil is doing what oil does best. It's trying to break again. But now we're in resistance again. So let it be better see this happening. Dollar is pulling back a little bit. That's good. Come on, oil. Stop playing with us, man. Look at oil here. Unbelievable what oil is doing here, guys. Unbelievable. We're going to blame it on oil today. We are going to blame it on oil today. Yeah. I'm out. Not going to do it. All right, we're up. For sure up for the day, 100%. We're up around 400, made another 300, up $700 for the day, for the session. With one loss in between of $160. So yeah, like I see oil pushing back up here. I don't see, if this was not the fake move from oil back down again, and it comes up like that, I'm like, yeah, right, you know, just gonna take it. Just gonna take the profits here. It's 100 pips. You know what I mean? Still 100 pips. And I'm also thinking from the standpoint of what did I make today, right? Am I up for the day? Was it more than the previous loss, for example, as well as the trade before that? Yes. So 700 for the day in this session here is okay. It's nothing crazy. It's okay, right? But especially in this price action, I'm like, yeah, okay. Oil has been relatively uncertain. But the idea of the trade was very, very clear, right? It was pretty much undervaluation on the 15-minute. We took out a major level, which was the daily low. We tapped into our key level, the previous daily value area low. And yeah, the dollar was in our level, in our key resistance. Oil as well was in our key resistance. And the dollar was in our key resistance. So it all aligned and every confluence was checked, was marked. So it's all about that management. And I would say not being greedy. You know what I mean? Not being greedy if the market does not really does what we want here. From an order flow standpoint, you could definitely see a lot of volume here. Around 4,000 contracts right there. I hope you can see that. At the moment of our entry, with a lot more trapped sellers than buyers than before. A lot of trapped sellers as well. So I think it was a good entry for the trade. And sometimes, you know, oh, I know what happened there. Sometimes these trades are major runners, you know. You're actually predicting the perfect bottom. And you actually go up 1,000 pips. Like I have seen this many times before. Many times. But I'm thinking more from a management perspective today. And taking the trade here. Okay? Still out of pips, right? Yogi Swarsat, my G. Hope you're doing well. Welcome to the channel, man. Omar, my man, you too. Welcome to the channel. Yeah, we closed it pretty much. We entered pretty much here. And we closed it there. Okay? All right, and we'll wait and we'll see how the rest pushes and moves and whatever the case may be. But yeah, if oil is so strong and it doesn't want to move down after this large wick, then what usually is going to happen is that oil is just going to try to break it, and then it's going to put more pressure on gold again, and we'll come back again. All right. Okay. Well, thank you for the love, guys, for today. I think that's it for me for today here. You guys could smash up that like button. It would be appreciated. And we started a little bit earlier, but tomorrow I will be there at 8 a.m. EST, okay? It was just today. I had a session with the guys in the group. And it took a bit longer than I expected and anticipated as well here. So, yeah, if you could smash up the like button, I would highly appreciate it for the free education. And I hope you're enjoying the process so far. We are dealing with a very tricky week, but we're going to make sure that we'll end up in profits. All right, we're going to do our absolute best every day for you, regardless. The new playlist is out. All right, the new playlist is out. Yes, we created it for you. All right, so you can actually get access to this right now. Hashtag playlist, explanation mark playlist, sorry. Playlist. There we go. All right. We're going to see you guys tomorrow again. 2-hour session. This is how we manage the trades. Management as well, like I said before, management of trades is actually almost more important than the trade itself sometimes. The management of it and the rules for it. You know what I mean? It's very interesting. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for today's session. Hope to see you tomorrow again. Yeah. If you want to download my book, you can for free. It's in the description to learn about the VAR profile around this level. Why did we pick the previous daily very low? But you all find this in my book and the evaluation as well, how that works. It's all in my book as well. All right. Perfect, guys. Like I said before, I expect everyone's strategy. I'm not here to bash anyone. Okay. We have no ego in this channel. On this chat, we're just here trying to become a little bit better every single day. That's all we're trying to do here, to learn, to evolve, and to, you know, step up our game. All right. Cheers.
What you gonna do?
Peace, my friends. Love you guys. Ciao.